Circuit and Tabata class. This is an express version of Circuit and Tabata, so we're just going to do one strength circuit and one Tabata, and it is all lower body focused. For equipment, you're going to want a set of heavy for you dumbbells. I'm using a set of 20 pounds. We're going to use those for the strength circuit. The Tabata will be body weight only. If you're newer to this format for the circuit, I'm going to give you 5 exercises. You do them each for 45 seconds with 15 seconds of rest or transition time in between them today. We're going to complete 4 sets of that circuit. When you complete all 5, I give you a longer recovery before we repeat. There is some unilateral work in there, so the reason we're doing 4 sets is so that it'll be 2 sets on each side for those specific exercises. For the Tabata, I give you 2 body weight exercises. You alternate between them using an interval structure of 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for 8 sets total. In between those 2 chunks of class, I'll give you a full minute to recover, and during that time, I'll give you a preview of the upcoming exercises. So there is some jumping in the Tabata. The circuit, we're just going to go heavy with the weights, really focus on strength, no jumping there. But for the Tabata, I will offer low impact modifications, and they will be playing on the screen if you want to do no jumping for all of class. We're going to start with a guided warm-up focused on mobility and some dynamic movement to gradually build some heat in the body, and we'll finish up class with a quick guided cool down. No equipment needed for our warm-up, so you can keep your weights off to the side. Let's start in a kneeling position. If this is uncomfortable though, you could sit cross-legged or do this standing. We're just going to start with some arm circles. So arms reach out to the side, start small, doesn't matter the direction, and then just gradually make those circles a little bigger, a little bigger. As you make them bigger, the hands start to circle in front of your body, up and around. You should be in your biggest circle now for 3, for 2, 1, return the hands to shoulder height, switch the direction of the circles, and again, start small, and we'll just gradually go bigger, bigger, bigger. So the focus is lower body today, so that's going to be the focus of our warm-up as well, but we do still want to make sure that we're properly mobilizing through the shoulders as well. You should be at your biggest circle here. Make sure you're not flaring open through the rib cage. Circle for 3, for 2, and 1. Now arms are going to come overhead, come to a full kneel. We're going to do a hip hinge, and as we slide the hips back, arms are going to sweep back. Fire through the glutes as you come upright. So we're staying neutral through the spine, just sliding those hips back and up. We're going to hold the hinge position. One more thing for the upper body. We're going to do a reverse fly. Keep going. I'm just going to turn to face forward. In 3, 2, 1, hold the hinged position, flip your palms in towards each other, and then reverse fly, focusing on retracting the shoulder blades so they're gliding in towards center. So this is important to do because with weighted lower body exercises, we want to be active through the mid-back so that we can maintain a neutral posture and we won't let those shoulders round forward under the weight of the dumbbells. Hands are going to come to the mat, tabletop position in 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down to the mat in front of you. You're in a tabletop. We're going to do hip circles. They are slow and controlled. Let's start on the left side. So start with a donkey kick. You're going to drive the bottom of the foot up towards the ceiling. From here, you're going to externally rotate, so you kind of windshield wiper that heel across to the right. And then we're going to swing the knee forward, kind of up towards our arm. And then we're going to lower it down. So we kick it up. We externally rotate as we sweep it forward, and we lower. So slow, controlled hip circles. We're not moving the pelvis, we are moving the leg within the hip joint, so don't roll open through the hips. One more this direction. And now we're just going to reverse the direction, same side. So start with a hydrant, you lift that knee up to the side. As you start to swing it back, we're going to rotate to parallel, and then you lower the leg 3 more times. Staying neutral through the spine, connected to our core, so don't sink into your lower back. Last time. Lower it all the way down, and then we just take it over to the right. So start with the donkey kick. So bottom of the foot presses up towards the ceiling. Externally rotate, windshield wipe, bring that shin across. Swing it forward and lower it down. We kick up. We rotate within the hip joint and swing it forward. We lower the knee down. Now that leg lifts by firing through the glutes, not by sinking into your lower back. Last time this direction. and then let's reverse it. So start with the hydrant. You lift the right knee up to the right. You sweep it back, rotate the thigh to parallel, lower the knee. Twice more. Both knees down. Tuck your toes under, coming to a bear plank position with the knees at a 1-inch hover. And from here, I just want you to lift the hips up, straightening the legs, pressing the heels down, and then bend through the knees, lower the hips back to your bear plank position. So opening up through the backs of the legs here. Up next, we're going to do an inchworm into a low squat. You'll want your feet a little wider than hips distance for this. Next time those hips go up, I want you to pause. Keeping the legs straight, I want you to inchworm your hands in towards your feet so you're in a forward fold. Again, you can have kind of a wider stance with those feet. And then we're going to bend through the knees, dropping the hips, lifting the chest. You're in a low, wide squat position. Straighten the legs, hands to the mat. Let's inchworm ourselves all the way out to a plank position. Hands walk back in. So continuing, drop into that squat to open up through the backs of the legs with that inchworm. Walk yourselves out to plank. Walk it back into your forward fold. Bend into the knees, lift the chest, low, wide squat. One more time. We'll come into some dynamic movement up next. We'll be standing. One more time, drop into a squat. And then let's stand it up. So 3 movements, going to go through it twice. First up, it's a squat to a hip circle. So you squat it down. As you come up, trace a big circle, land back in your squat, other side. So it's like you're stepping up and over something. Knee goes across midline, up, out wide. Second move is just going to be butt kickers. So you're pretty much just running in place, drawing one heel in towards the bum at a time. One more time each side here. And we're going to take it into our butt kicker. So you're just kind of running in place. If you want to keep it low impact, just march, march like so. Going to get some lateral movement in. For the third move, it's going to be a skater. You're sleeping side to side. In 4, 3, 2, 1. So you're going to hop over to one side and then the other direction. If balance isn't quite there, then bring the ball of the foot down. So you would hop and tap, a little harder, hop and balance, balance. We'll go through those 3 moves one more time. And then to finish up our warm-up, we're going to grab a single weight. Squat to hip circle in 3, 2, 1. Squat, hip circle. So we have a thorough warm-up because we are going to really go heavy with the weights in that circuit. I want you to really challenge your load. One more each side. And take it to butt kickers, running it out, or marching it out. Pumping the arms, bending at the knee, pulling the heel in towards your seat. Skater coming up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's skate side to side. We're going to grab a single weight just so that we don't go right from body weight into both heavy weights. It'll be a good morning hinge. Drop to a squat in 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab a single weight. You're going to hold it at your chest. From here, it's a hip hinge into a squat. Let me just hold it so it doesn't muffle my mic. So hips slide back, hinge, bend the knees, drop to your squat, and stand. As you do this, you're staying connected to your mid-back so that you're open through the chest. We are front-loaded with the weight, but we don't collapse forward and round our shoulders because of it. 3 more. Last time. And now here's a preview of your circuit. First up, double leg deadlift. You're going to have both weights, pretty straightforward, deadlift down and up. From there, we're going to isolate one leg. It's going to be a staggered deadlift, so one foot is further behind, and then you step to a back lunge. One staggered deadlift, step to a back lunge. Third exercise, we continue focusing on one side. It's going to be a calf raise at the bottom of your lunge, and then you're going to step to a low curtsy, back to a lunge. Calf raise, curtsy, lunge, staying pretty low, one weight for that one. Third unilateral exercise, it's going to be a sumo squat pulse, and then we pivot into a narrow squat pulse there. Same foot is going to be planted as the pivoting side, opening and closing. Again, one weight for that one. Final exercise, we'll try to go back to both weights. It is pretty straightforward, heavy squat. So nothing crazy about that one, it's just the weight load we choose. So you want to make sure that you've picked weights that are heavy enough that the last couple reps of every interval really challenging. To modify any of those, just go lighter with the weights. All right, 4 times through, let's do it. All right, deadlifts to start, you're going to grab both weights. We start centered. So feet are about hips distance apart, palms facing towards you, open through the chest so you're connected to that mid-back, also connected to your core so don't flare open through the rib cage. Hips slide back, hands kind of slide down to the top of your shins. Fire through the glutes as you come to the top. You're staying long through the spine here. So neutral spine the whole time. Keep those weights close to your legs. Don't let them swing forward. It's the hips sliding back that initiates the movement. Yes, there's a little unlock to the knees. Your legs are not stick straight, but it is not a bending of the knee that initiates this movement. Coming up next, we're going to isolate the right leg. We'll build off of this movement. Okay, 15 seconds to rest. Try to keep both weights, but if you need to drop down to one, just keep the weight in your left hand. So your right foot is going to be planted. Your left foot is staggered a little behind. Focus is the right leg. It's going to be one staggered deadlift, and then we'll step this left foot into a back lunge. So one staggered deadlift, back lunge. Next 3 exercises, right leg is going to be the focus. You'll notice I'm getting low in that back lunge. I'm actually tapping my left knee to the mat. You don't have to get that low, but I do want you to challenge the depth, whatever that means for you personally. Rest. We're going to drop down to one weight. You're going to hold it at your chest. We're going to go to that lunge position. Right foot forward, left foot back, square the hips. From our low lunge position, it's going to be a calf raise of that right heel, the front right heel. Make sure you're upright through the torso. One calf raise, and then left foot steps across to the right, curtsy, back to your split lunge position. Calf raise, curtsy, square it off. When you do the calf raise, keep your big toe down so you don't roll out on the ankle. Trying to stay pretty low throughout this. The right knee is not coming farther forward than your right toes. Rest. Okay, so we're going to stick with one weight. You could do both weights if you want. We're going to start in a sumo squat position. Right foot is going to stay planted, and we're just going to pivot into a narrow squat and back open into our sumo squat. So we pulse here, sumo, pivot, you're kind of hinging narrow, pulse there, pivot back open. Now I want you to pay attention to what's going on with that right knee as you pivot open and close. You're really cementing down through the foot to stabilize through that knee so the knee stays tracking in line with your middle toes and you're not wobbling inward with that knee. Oh, rest. All right, final exercise, heavy squat. We're gonna go back to using both weights, but if you need to modify, you can just use one weight and hold it at your chest. Otherwise, we're gonna rack both weights on our shoulders. Nice heavy squat. Let's go. Stay open through the chest. Knees tracking in line to middle to pinky toes. Don't let them buckle inward. And rest. Okay, you have 30 seconds to recover. We're going to do that whole thing from the top. This time when we get to those 3 unilateral exercises in the middle, the left leg will be the focus. Once we complete this round, I'm going to give you a full 60 to recover. So we're going to start with deadlifts. Grab both weights. So it's a lower body workout, but hopefully you're feeling your mid-back, okay? Doing a lot of work too, kind of isometrically, to hold that spine at neutral. Let's go. Hands slide down and up. Now, we talk about neutral spine. Your neck is part of your spine. So let's make sure that we're not craning the neck. You're not looking forward as you do this. You're thinking length through the back of the neck. It's a hip hinge. That starts the movement. Well, that is the movement. All right, now we're going to start working the left leg. So the left foot stays planted, stagger the right foot behind the left, square the hips. It's going to be a staggered single leg deadlift to a back lunge. Let's go, just building off the previous exercise. If you're going to drop down to one weight for this one, hold it in your opposite right hand, back lunge. Every time you come up, really squeeze through the glutes. Okay, let's drop down to one weight. In that lunge position, left foot forward, right foot back. It's going to be a calf raise. And then the right foot will step across to that curtsy. Square your hips and level your hips. Pretty upright through the torso here. So split lunge position, so it's more quad. Calf raise with that left heel. Right foot hops over to the left, curtsy. Center it back off. Calf raise. Little step. Rest. Okay. Left foot is going to be your anchor foot. Sumo squat pulse, narrow squat pulse. Keeping the left foot planted in the ground. So externally rotate from your hips. Wide sumo squat position. Pulse here. Right foot steps. Narrow squat pulse. When you're narrow, your legs don't need to be touching. If that's uncomfortable, just close. Focus here is stabilizing through that left knee as we pivot open and closed. Open through the chest, connected to your core so that we're not hyperextending or making that big arch to the lower back. Just the natural curve to the lower back. Rest. Okay. Heavy squats to go. We're going to use both. Rack them on our shoulders. To modify, you can just use one at your chest. After this, you get a full minute to recover. Let's go. When you press up, think of pushing your feet down to the floor. Done. Okay, take a full minute to recover here. I want you to have ample recovery time so you can continue to challenge yourself with your weight choices without form getting sloppy. So we're at the halfway point. Going to go through that once more each side. Ooh, so now's the time to kind of like take inventory. If you didn't feel challenged enough, that's a sign you need to go up in weights. If your form is getting sloppy, go a little lighter, okay? Grab both weights, deadlifts to start. Feet are about hips distance apart, palms facing towards you. Hands are going to stay close to your legs. Open through the chest, connected to the core, so don't flare open through the ribs. Neutral spine as the hips slide back and up. Don't worry so much about how low you go. You might just get to your upper shin, and that is fine. It kind of depends on your how open or flexible you are through the hamstrings and your back. I'm pretty tight through the hamstrings, so I know for me personally, sometimes I have to give myself a little bit more of a bend to the knees in order to maintain my neutral spine. And I also don't get super low. I really never come lower than upper mid shin, and that is okay. All right, we're going to start isolating the right side, building off of what we just did. So it'll be that staggered deadlift, right foot planted, left foot steps back. Don't shift too much weight into your left foot, okay? Keep the weight over the right. Staggered single leg deadlift, step to back lunge. Left foot steps back. Fire through the right side glutes every time you come to stand. Whew. Drop down to one weight. You're going to hold that weight at your chest. We come into that lunge position with the right foot forward. It's going to be that calf raise. And then left foot hops over to the right, curtsy. Keep the ball of your right foot planted. Heel lifts and lowers. Curtsy. Split lunge. So when we go into that curtsy, we get kind of the outer glutes, glute med. If you're rolling through your ankle when you do the calf raise, make it smaller. Maybe that heel just comes up half an inch and lowers. Lift it without totally rocking your knee all the way forward. It shouldn't come out farther than your toes. You want to keep it more so over the ankle. Whew. Okay. Now we have that sumo squat pulse. Pivot. Right foot stays planted. Left foot will move. Externally rotate from the hips. It's a sumo squat. A narrow squat. Now, if you have a hard time connecting to your glutes during all this work, I would recommend trying to do this barefoot and focusing on really planting firmly down through your foot and the big toe. And that can help. It's all connected. Foot, knee, hips, turning on those glutes. Oh, rest. Okay. Both weights, heavy squats, or just one weight at your chest. Let's go. Put in that work, you're almost there. Rest, 30 seconds. Okay, final time through our circuit coming up. One last time, the middle unilateral exercises will be on our left leg. And then you're done with your weighted circuit. And we finish body weight with a little cardio blast. All right, double leg deadlifts. Start standing up tall, open through the chest, engage through your abdominals, hands stay close to your shins as the hips slide back and up. So if you keep your legs on the straighter side, again, I don't want locked out knees, but if you keep them on the straighter side, you're gonna hit more hamstrings. And if you allow yourselves to bend the knees a little more, you're gonna hit more glutes. They're both hamstrings and glutes working, but that can change the emphasis slightly. But that being said, if you're really tight through the hamstrings, you might need to bend your knees a little more so than someone who's really flexible through the hamstrings, and that is fine. Okay, staggered. Left foot planted, right foot staggers behind. Square the hips, open through the chest, connected to your mid-back. One staggered, one back lunge. Keep a weight in that left foot. Don't shift it into the ball of the right foot when you do that deadlift. Whew. Drop down to one weight. In that low lunge position, left foot forward, right foot back, calf raise, curtsy. Square through the hips and level them. So pick your back right hip up a smidge so it's level with your left. Calf raise, right foot hops to the left, back centered. got this. Last couple minutes of circuit work. Rest. All right, we find that sumo squat position, so wide stance, externally rotated from the hip joint. Left foot stays planted, right will step. So it's a wide sumo pulse, narrow squat pulse. Cementing that left foot into the mat, staying stable through the knee. Control of the knee comes largely from the foot and the hips. So if you have trouble stabilizing through your knees, work on the foot, the ankle, the lower leg, and also on hip mobility and stability. Just a little tip. Rest. Okay. Final 45 seconds, heavy squats. Last time. We got this. Let's go. Finish line is right there. You got this. Done. Oh man. Okay. Full minute to recover. We're done with the weights. I'm going to show you what's coming up in our Tabata. So for our Tabata, first exercise, it's going to be a side lunge to a single leg hop. Side lunge, single leg hop, staying on the same leg the whole time, and we'll just alternate. To modify that one, no hop, so just be side lunge, knee drive, side lunge, knee drive. Second exercise is going to be a squat jump, 180 squat jump facing the other direction, 180, just flip-flopping. To modify and keep that one low impact, I just want you to do an air squat with a pulse at the bottom, but make it quick. And we're going to alternate between those two, 20 on, 10 off, 8 sets, so that's 4 minutes of work, and then you are done with this workout. Let's do it. All right, side lunge to single leg hop. You'll mirror me. So the right leg is going to be our base leg. The left leg will reach out, and then the left knee will drive up. Low impact modification, take out the hop. It's going to be playing. Let's go. Rest. All right, up next, squat jump, 180 squat jump. Squat jump up facing the other direction, 180. Let's go. Rest. All right, side lunge, single leg hop, left leg focus. So right leg will reach out, mirror me. Go. Rest. All right, squat jump, 180. Let's go. Squat jump, 180. You'll notice I'm twisting over, opposite shoulder. Twist over my right. Twist over my left. Oh, rest. Okay, halfway there. Side lunge, single leg hop. Mirror me, right leg focus, left leg shoots out. Let's go. Hips go straight back. So the left leg reaches out to the left, but the hips don't drift out to the left. They go straight back. Rest. 3 pushes to go. Squat jump 180. You got this. You can always take the modifications. If you need to tone it down, let's go. Rest. All right, final set. Side lunge, left leg focus. Right leg shoots out, mirror me. Go. Oh, rest. All right, we have one more 20-second push to go. Squat jump 180. Let's do it. Go. Done. Oh man. Awesome work. Take a second to catch your breath. I'm going to lead you through some quick stretches. We'll start with a standing quad stretch while we let our heart rate come down. Grab your right foot in your hand, heel into bum, neutral through the pelvis. As always, if you enjoyed class, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It helps me a bunch. Share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new workouts here every week. Let's switch sides. And then, if one new workout a week is not enough, you can become a Patreon member. For $9.99 a month, you get access to a bunch more workouts. Usually it's like 10 extra videos a month or more, usually more. Plus a monthly workout calendar if you like following along with something. Plus, I do monthly Q&A, so I answer all your questions related to fitness, certain exercises, form, etc. From here, I want you to fold forward. I want you to walk yourself out to a plank position. And then I want you to lift those hips up into a downward facing dog and pedal out the heels. Eventually, I want you to settle into the calf stretch, pressing both heels down towards the floor. We're going to come into a half pigeon. If you know that's a little too intense, you could do a figure 4 stretch, seated or on your back instead. Otherwise, though, we can bring the right knee forward behind the right wrist, kicking the shin across. Scoot that left leg back. And then you can lower your forehead down onto your forearms for your half pigeon. And just take several deep breaths here. Notice where you're hanging on to tension. Try to direct your breath there, and with every exhale, think of melting into that area. Stay here as long as you'd like, but if you're ready to switch over to the other side, we're going to transition back up through down dog. And then this time the left knee will come forward behind that left wrist, kick the shin across, scoot your right leg back, lower your forehead to your forearms. ready to move on. We're going to press back up to a downward facing dog. You're going to walk your hands in towards your feet. We're going to finish in a forward fold. You can grab opposite elbow with opposite hand. Nod your head yes, shake it no, just to release any tension from the neck. You can unlock through the knees. Might feel good to sway side to side a little bit. And then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, release the hands, and we're going to roll up tall. As we come to the top, you're going to inhale, arms are going to sweep up overhead. You're going to exhale, release. And that is your class. Awesome work.